have you ever stopped to wonder, how did people even know they were pregnant before modern medicine existed? Well, the answer might genuinely surprise you. The earliest known pregnancy test dates back more than 3,000 years, all the way to ancient Egypt. According to ancient records, a woman would urinate on small bags of wheat and barley seeds, and then simply wait. If the seeds sprouted after several days, she was believed to be pregnant. And here's where it gets interesting. If the wheat sprouted first, it supposedly meant a girl. If the barley sprouted first, a boy. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds completely made up. But here's the thing. In 1963, researchers actually recreated this exact experiment, and they found it correctly identified pregnancy with roughly 70% accuracy. It couldn't predict the baby's sex. That part didn't hold up. But scientists believe it may have worked because the urine of pregnant women contains elevated hormone levels that can genuinely influence how seeds grow. 70% from seeds in ancient times. That's honestly remarkable. Fast forward to today, and instead of waiting days for seeds to sprout, we get answers in just a few minutes. But how does a tiny plastic stick actually know whether someone is pregnant? The secret is a single hormone called HCG, short for human chorionic gonadotropin. Don't let the name intimidate you. Just remember this. It's the hormone that signals pregnancy. Here's how it works. Shortly after a fertilized egg implants into the lining of the uterus, the body begins producing HCG. Its job is to send a signal, essentially telling the body, "Hold on, don't let go of the uterine lining. We need it." As pregnancy progresses, HCG also helps support the developing placenta, the organ responsible for delivering oxygen and nutrients to the growing baby. And every single home pregnancy test is designed to detect this one hormone. So, what actually happens the moment you apply urine to the test strip? The liquid begins moving through the strip by something called capillary action. Think of it like water slowly traveling through a paper towel, passing across several specialized zones as it goes. The first zone contains antibodies. These are tiny Y-shaped proteins that are specifically engineered to recognize and latch onto HCG molecules. These antibodies are attached to microscopic colored particles, often actual gold nanoparticles, which act like tiny visible markers. If HCG is present in the urine, the antibodies grab onto it, and the two travel through the strip together. Next comes the test line. This region holds another set of antibodies, ones that capture those HCG antibody pairs as they pass through. Scientists call this a sandwich assay, because the hormone literally becomes trapped between two different antibodies, like a sandwich. When enough of these complexes build up in one spot, the colored particles concentrate, and that's what creates the familiar visible line. That line, that's your positive result. If there's no HCG present, nothing gets captured at that line. No line appears. Simple as that. But the test isn't done yet, and this part is important. Every pregnancy test also includes a control line, and its one job is to prove that the test itself actually worked. Regardless of whether HCG is present, the remaining labeled antibodies should keep flowing through the strip and get captured at this control line. If that control line doesn't show up, the test is invalid, and the result simply cannot be trusted. Now, modern home pregnancy tests are remarkably accurate. When used correctly after a missed period, many brands claim accuracy above 99%. But, and this matters, timing is everything. A false negative can happen if you test too early, before HCG levels have risen high enough to be detected. During early pregnancy, HCG typically doubles every 2 to 3 days. This is why healthcare professionals often recommend testing with your first urine of the morning. That's when HCG concentrations are at their highest. False positives are far less common, but they can happen. Certain fertility treatments that contain HCG can trigger a positive result, and in rare cases, medical conditions like trophoblastic disease or certain hormone-producing tumors can also cause elevated HCG levels. For the most precise answer, a doctor can perform a blood test that measures the exact concentration of HCG in your system. These tests are more sensitive than any home kit, and they can detect pregnancy even earlier. And when you step back and look at all of this together, it's genuinely awe-inspiring. Humanity went from crouching over bags of seeds in ancient Egyptian fields, waiting days, hoping for a sprout, to detecting a single hormone molecule with laboratory-grade precision in the comfort of your own home in just a few minutes. Every time someone takes a pregnancy test, they're not just getting an answer. They're witnessing a beautifully engineered piece of science in action, a carefully designed biological experiment happening inside a small plastic stick, delivering life-changing answers in the time it takes to make a cup of tea.